you're a kid that like went back and forth from school,
That's exactly.
This would be the funnest bike for you ever.
For sure.
Every week, I get dozens of emails from companies around the world trying to sell me electric bikes. And every week, I delete dozens of emails from companies trying to sell me electric bikes. But I recently got a message from the CEO of Swift about their new bike. And this time, not only did I respond, I said, how soon can I get one? Now, what makes this bike different? Did it have more power? Well, no, it actually only had a 350 watt motor. Did it have a bigger giant battery with massive long range? No, it actually had a fairly small battery. What was different, however, is that this was a BMX bike. Based on my channel analytics, you are most likely between the ages of 55 and 64. Your kids or grandkids, however, would absolutely love this bike.
Have a motor?
Yeah.
I think it's great that there are thousands of different e-bikes out there and available on the market today, but most of them are targeted towards adults. How many are there for kids or teenagers? Which is pretty shocking when bicycles are critical for teenage development. If you don't believe me, go watch any TV show from the last 50 years.
Hi, Alan. I'm Miss McGruder.
I think there are three things that are important for any new electric bike. Number one, is it new? Is it something different that hasn't been done before? Number two, do people actually want it? An electric BMX bike could sell by the tens of thousands, but only if it also meets rule number three, is it affordable? And the Swift BMX bike checks all three boxes. All it needs to do now is deliver on quality and performance. So while I play on the playground, Blake is gonna give it a run for its money.
I'm at the local skate park, gonna test out this 20-inch electric BMX bike, 350 watt motor, 36 volt battery, 7.5 amp hour. It says they can go up to 20 miles per hour. And they claim it'll do 35 miles on assist level 1. You have to be 5'3" and up. New thing for me, I don't know much about the electric stuff in the skate park, but we'll see. It comes with 4
pegs. Lucky.
Screen here, just rear brakes. That's about standard for BMX bikes, just one brake. The geometry on this bike is set up kind of for, taken from like a race style. So it's longer, kind of stretched out, like the rear end is pretty far out. On a freestyle bike, the tires like kind of like squinched up here, like real short rear ends. Pretty standard screen, level assist. Bike is basically straight out of the box. It's been a minute since I've been on a 20, so don't laugh. I also forgot to mention there's disc brakes. So grinding on the left side could get expensive. If you're grinding on the peg and if it slips off and goes into the disc right here, it's definitely a game over with that disc. That's one of the downfalls of disc brakes on BMX bikes. The bike looks pretty good, just the geometry's a little funky for like actual freestyle stuff. It gets the job done, right? Carving around. I'm using all throttle. I'm not using pedals at all, but you know, actual BMX bikes can usually do this stuff just pumping around using your pump. But it's kind of interesting with the throttle. It's kind of different, kind of new. Feels all right to me. It's better than you thought, but still, geometry's weird.
Like I said, it just feels like a cheaper bike.
Yeah. Well, it is, you know, it definitely would be like entry-level BMX for sure, with the way it is and how it's built. But it's electric and it's new, it's different. Dude, there's not many on the market.
If you're a kid that like went back and forth from school,
that's exactly.
This would be the funnest bike for you ever.
For sure.
Kids wouldn't even realize that it is an e-bike.
And like this is us like riding for the first time, you know? If you rode this every day, you'd probably get pretty good at it.
Get nasty.
Yeah. But
right now it's just like really in the bowls and stuff. It's just the timing of the little bit longer bike feels a little weird.
Yeah, the geometry is like basically set up from a race style bike. I think the real key to this thing, and I was talking with some kids here and stuff like that, it's killer for going to your friend's house, going back and forth to school. You can put your buddy on those pegs and go to your buddy's house. Kids here would love to have this. Another thing for this is the weight distribution. So you got a lot of massive weight in the back, right? And not very much in the front. So it's just kind of, it's just different, you know? So I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's different. I'm not used to it. Pick one up. Swift is the brand. This bike's more of a transportation weapon than it is a skate park weapon. It works, but it's not like a perfect BMX weapon for freestyle and jumping. And
This is a little wet. I might regret this. Let's talk about the specs for this bike. The retail price is just $9.99. Weight comes in at a very light 39.6 pounds, which is really good for an electric bike. Naturally, there are some compromises for both battery power and the motor power to make that lightweight happen. But remember, we're talking about a bike that I think should be geared towards kids and teenagers, and they don't need as much power. The battery is a 36 volt, 7.8 amp hour, which by most e-bike standards is fairly small. For a lightweight teenager, that's gonna go quite a ways. Perfect for going down the street, to school, to your friend's house. This, I think, is a great combination between fun and transportation. It has a half twist throttle on the right-hand side. It's all set up as a class 2 bike with a max speed of 20 miles an hour. It's got pegs front and rear. And an added bonus, I think, is the fact that it doesn't look like an electric bike. This looks like a standard BMX bike. Now, is it perfect? No, but does it have the potential to bring e-bikes to the next generation? Yes.
if I had a kid, I'd probably buy him this.